here as always.
Alright, we're not going to talk for too long, everybody, because we're going to get the pillars out very, very soon. Just want to say a huge and sincere thank you to all the vendors that we've got here. As you can see, we've got Killie Trust, Killie Communities, we've got Killie Chronicle, Killie Match Worn stuff here, all your players, we've got our raffle, we've got our games corner there as well if you want a game of FIFA or if you want a game of darts. Now if you're struggling with your darts, we've got a darts aid with us. It's a picture of Derek McInnes, we put it right in the middle. Bullseye every time. All the joking of course, what a great joke I did. So Killie Cal, when you first directed to the podcast, did you ever imagine you'd be stirring up here in front of a bigger crowd than Livingston normally get?
No, I could never envisage it. Ridiculous seeing this amount of folk coming out to support it, but it just shows this has been marketed for years. You know, a bit of engagement, trying to bring Killie fans together. We're doing our best to try and recreate the open day essentially. This is as good as it'll be, and we're absolutely delighted to have all the guests on board with us, and thanks so much to everybody for spending their hard-earned cash to come and support us.
Thanks very much sincerely everybody. Right, so we've got a good night for you, lined up. Hopefully you can get a pint and enjoy all the different stalls we've got, but of course the main attraction is our players. We're going to bring our 5 players out, have a wee pause, give you the chance to meet with them, get a chat, get a photograph, and then 2 very famous managers of the club are going to go out in an hour or so, alright? So before we go any further, I think it's time to introduce somebody pretty special. Somebody who every single one of us will have watched and loved watching. Somebody who won the 2012 League Cup against Celtic. A local boy, a club captain. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make a bit of noise for Garry! There you go. We go either side, you go in the middle.
Right, so you'll be sitting, we've got everything all sorted out there, so we're good. Just a quick wee chat and then do that, and then usually we'll be all set separate.
Right everybody, we're delighted to be joined by Garry here on stage. When we first decided to do this, Tony was in the top of our list to get involved. He's been on one of the first pods, and that right one?
It was indeed, yes, one of the first in the summer house.
Craig Bryson and Hookie, so Hookie, can you believe you've seen anything like this? I mean, what I even said before we come on, we're trying to recreate the kind of open day. I think that this is as close as you get to it.
Aye, definitely. That's right, that's one.
That's you, mate.
I was just trying to go up tables and stuff like that there, it's certainly something different. Well done to you two guys for organising this, and you know, a big well done to all the Killie fans for coming out tonight. It's quite special.
Super. We also know that the other guests that we've got, you've played with a lot of them. Your most famous moment, of course, local boy, Killie through and through, winning the League Cup, mate. Can you give us a wee slight insight to it? Don't get me wrong, before other folk I've seen you look at the red light alone anyway, but if you can reply all to everything to do that'll be you.
Aye, listen, it's undoubtedly the best day of my career at Killie. It was a really special day. I was either fortunate or unfortunate to play the previous 2 cup finals. Particularly the Hibs one was a right slow one. I got really excited more from that one ourselves as players, and you know we just never won it. So going into that final one, that 3rd time hockey type thing, it was a special build up, and I'm sure Kenny will touch on that later, I'm sure, but to just finally get a trophy. You know, I was part of I was at YTS just on professional when we won the Cup in '87. So to get a free go, that history as part of the team was brilliant.
Excellent. You obviously mentioned Kenny there, he's joined by Mick Sue upstairs.
Yeah.
Just a brief note on the 2 guys, man. You obviously, the static play you centre mid and stuff like that, what was that like as a position change for you? For everybody here so used to seeing you up in that left hand side all the time?
Aye, it was actually brilliant because I was 31, 32 at that point. I had actually, as a young person, I had played midfield a lot, and then when I turned 17, I played left back for 1 year for Killie and didn't get kept there. So I always loved playing in midfield. And the fact of the career that I had, mostly left back, but the best times were playing in midfield because I didn't worry about flying wingers and dealing with all that nonsense, so I could actually play in midfield and just enjoy football. And I was really fortunate at that time because the way Natsu and Kenny come in and everybody's well aware of the style of play that they tried to create for the team, it really suited me because I'm not the biggest, I'm not going to smash folk and do all the kind of dirty midfield stuff. It was more about getting on the ball and playing and looking for those wee passes in behind fullbacks and stuff. And so for me, I was quite fortunate that they came at that time and Natsu said, "You're not good enough for left back, you can do all right."
Alright, thank you so much. Okay, right everyone, we're going to let Garry go to his table. If you want to give a chat to the legend that is Garry here, you can do so. Go and get a photograph, go and get his autograph, get him to make a selfie video. What a man, Ricky, thank you so much. So he's going to his table, right? Our next guest, a midfielder who scored some crucial goals, another local lad, and I would say one of the soundest guys I've ever had the pleasure of meeting.
Oh, without shadow of a doubt, man.
An absolute gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Alan Mahood! There he's here.
You're staring with the...
Good to see you, mate. Thank you.
You're staring with the... You're sitting here and all that.
Can you come to the middle, mate?
Busy?
That's busy, aye.
Well, used to that crowd.
So, first things first, you obviously did the other live show, you've spoke to us, you've come on the night. My main question before we go into any Killie related is, are you just sit looking at us too?
I know what I went for punishment, I'll always come back from it.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much again for being here tonight, mate. Very, very briefly, man, before we let you go and sit at your table, we just wanted to touch on how it feels to be here tonight with this big crowd. I really appreciate you, what Killie in general means to you, and maybe some of your highlights when you played with the club.
Well, obviously I grew up a Killie fan. I'm a co-winning boy, which would probably suggest I was support somebody else.
Right?
But my dad saw sense and said, let's support the local team, and that's what happened. So I was coming here from the age of probably 4 or 5. Running about the enclosure, lying on top of the old concrete dugout and all that kind of stuff. So it's always been in my blood, and obviously fortunate enough to play here, and then I worked here for a bit after it, so all good.
Any particular highlights? Obviously the one that sticks out to everybody. There we go. The one that sticks out to everybody is that goal against Celtic for qualifying for Europe. Was that your own personal high point, would you say?
Obviously it's up there, I just seen the ball coming 25 yards out and I thought I'm going to hit this.
And that's right, the long ranger.
No, it was a 2 yard out and obviously goes into Europe the following season, so it was a proud moment for me and my family.
Absolutely. Alright everybody, we're going to let Alan go out and take his place at his table. Let's hear it one more time for the one and only Alan Mahood. Thanks for you, thank you.
Sorry. That went from a deed. I was like, let's give you money.
Alright folks, our next guest, someone who's very familiar to all the fans of the podcast. He was a hero of mine growing up. An absolute baller of a player, somebody who always entertained us, and somebody who battled Baldy. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Stevie!
You say first and then just the difference in the show.
Alright, Stevie boy.
What's happening, you alright?
Good to see you again, mate.
Well, hold on a minute.
Alright, hold on, we're getting here.
I can see you now. I'm a little decrepit wee guy now.
Oh, don't be daft. Don't be daft, man. Thank you for being here tonight. So, you've been on the live podcast before, slightly bigger event this evening. How does it feel to be here at the hotel with all the Killie fans?
Sensational. I mean, for the first minute I signed here to the minute I left, I've always had a great relationship with the punters. I was speaking to a couple of them before when I was upstairs earlier on. Punters are the lifeblood of any club. Players come and go, managers come and go, but the guys that pay the money, all they want is 100% effort in some maybe a wee step out or kick out or move. Did you know what I mean? So I always want to have any club I've ever played, but especially this club, because it was the place I've spent most of my career, is to try and have as much a relationship with punters as I can. I'll always keep that way.
Any particular highlights for your time at Kilmarnock? Obviously the Bobo Baldy stories we've done in Scottish football infamy, but is there anything else that sticks out to you with your time when you were with us?
Well, I suppose the first goal was scored. It was away at Dundee, and Dundee's, can I swear, it's a shite hole, right? So Dundee's a shite hole. And scored the goal and ran away, done the celebration with the point to the name in the back of your jersey, and I done it in front of the bit where there's no punters, and it was great there, and I got absolutely slaughtered after the game.
So Stevie, beforehand, when you did the last pod was, you spoke a wee bit about Jim Jeffries and a few good stories about him. Maybe did they particularly see eye to eye at times? There's certainly two guys upstairs who are completely different football and philosophy. Were they two guys that you would have loved to have played under?
Anybody that looks at the game as we're going to score goals, we're not going to stop goals, that's essentially, I mean, realistically, I probably should never have made it in football when you look at the fact it's winners, it's physicality, it's entertainment, it's skill. I suppose if I was coming through now, it might be a wee bit different. I don't know if the path would have been as straightforward for me, but as much as I've got stories about the Jet and Billy and stuff, I love playing under them. They were fiercely passionate, really fiercely passionate, and it was a roller coaster. They would love you and hate you and love you and hate you, but I suppose it's like in a relationship with them.
Exactly, mate. And then finally, I don't want to kind of touch on it, but as somebody who was part of the last live show, the same as Alan Mahood, how does it feel to come and see 4 times as many folk here? Is it something you've never envisaged when you played? We've ever seen something like this 20 years after you left?
It's sensational, it's I know to both of you guys for all that you do and the pod and bringing the partners together and putting on shows like this. It's continually growing. As long as the partners are happy with it, then it's going to continue to grow. Just skyrocketing. I'm absolutely delighted to be down here. Hopefully get a few conversations with a few guys later on and we'll talk about the good old days. We can do a step over and get put on the red ash round the outside of the pitch.
Alright everybody, we're going to let Stevie go to his table. Let's hear it again. Stevie, run it!
Frazer Wright intro, just a wee bit about him converting style from that side.
Alright folks, 2 more guests to introduce. Next guest was a centre half, brave as a lion. He could heat it, follow the net and kick it. He never missed a beat for us. He gave this club absolutely everything he had, and for that, to me, he's a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Frazer Wright!
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'll give you this one, it's longer. You should go cheers with it.
You do that one.
Alright!
I see.
Is that one on? It is. Hello, sorry. Alright Frazer, so thank you so much for taking the time to come down and see us. How does it feel to be back at the club? And how does it feel to see all these supporters here to see you?
Yeah, it's brilliant to be back and see so many faces there looking back. I wasn't expecting that many, but yeah, it's been very good, yes.
Carl, you were going to touch on a wee bit of the change in style that we spoke about when you had you on the podcast.
I think that one's working. As you would assume, the whole theme of the night is obviously Mixon and Kenny coming on later on. Frazer, you spoke about it in the podcast with us anyway, you're no shy in admitting you were a no-nonsense centre half to then go and change into being asked to play out from the back under Mixon. What was that like?
Oh, it was different, it was hard. It was Mixon drilled us for 3 months before it actually worked. We were away at Tynecastle, and as soon as after that game everyone believed and we knew what we could do, and it just showed in the results and where we finished that year.
Alright, so in terms of your whole career, how fondly do you look back on your spell with Kilmarnock?
Oh, very fondly. I mean, Kilmarnock was the team that gave me a chance of full-time football, make a living out of it, and always look back and want to come back to Kilmarnock whenever I can.
Well, you've got the chance at the end of the night, and I'm sure all these people can't wait to come and have a chat to you. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let Frazer go to his table. Please go and see him. Get a photograph, get an autograph. The one and only Mr. Frazer Wright. right, folks? Can you hear me okay? Yeah? All good, thanks, morning. So before we bring up our last guest, I just want to say another quick round the room for all the different things that we have. If you do want to get some Killie Con merch, all the profits for that go to the Killie Food Bank, something that we always try and support on the podcast. Down to the left here, this incredible selection that Sandy's managed to get together of Killie Matchworld stuff. And again, we've got our game zone in the corner. Go and get yourself a shot in the darts, because the top 2 scores in the darts are going to be on this stage in about an hour or so, playing to win the Killie Con dartboard. But without any further ado, we're going to invite our final guest. This man was man of the match when we won the cup. One of the best goalies this football club's ever had. Let's give him a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, it's Cammy Bell!
You might get an intro, last 2 questions about how we do
Garry boy. Nice to see you.
Cammy, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're absolutely delighted that you came on down to Killie Con. How does it feel to be back in front of all the Killie fans?
Yeah, no, listen, it's always amazing to come back to Rugby Park and the Park Hotel. It's a place I've got huge fond memories of, and thankfully doing the media stuff, great to come back and watch Killie a lot. So yeah, it's brilliant to see so many fans here tonight as well.
What was that one?
Cammy, to come back onto that, beforehand, we don't want to dwell in the past. Everybody here will be up talking to you about the League Cup final and your heroics that day. Just as a message of positivity going into the Kilmarnock support ahead of the season starting tomorrow. Beforehand, you were one of the only folk in the media that stuck out in support of Kilmarnock with the whole Derry McInnes saga. Again, there you go. And we're not here because I know that Derek's obviously something you've got a lot of time for and it's not to do with that, but what made you speak out when it would have been so easy for you to just go with what everyone else would say?
No, listen, you could have kept quiet. You've got to be honest with your opinion, and certainly at that time I felt as if it was quite disrespectful towards the Kilmarnock fans. I felt as if the club probably made slightly wrong decisions, just with the way that they handled the situation. It could be handled better. Derek McInnes done fantastic for the club, but we wanted to move on. That's absolutely fine. But you've got to remember, these fans are the heartbeat of this club, so you need to respect them. And we've moved on since then. We've got a new manager in place.
And that leads us on nicely. You're obviously somebody that's involved with Sports Sound, you're covering a lot of the Kilmarnock games. How do you think Kettlewell will do? Do you think he's a good fit for the club?
Yeah, listen, there's always grumblings when you first got announced, and we can't get away from that. There was, you've got to be honest. But what I would say is you've got to back a manager. I think Stuart Hill was a fantastic guy. I think he'll be brilliant around the club. He's a great manager as well. He just needed a long time. I think certainly what we've seen in the League Cup, we're slowly moving forward. There's bodies coming into the club. So listen, we've all got to get behind them towards a massive game, get off that brilliant start, 3 points against Livingston, and everyone just get behind Kilmarnock.
Super. Excellent. So Cammy, this might be the daftest question I've ever asked, but what was your high point of being a Kilmarnock footballer?
No, listen, we was reminiscing up the stairs with a number of people, and it's got to be the League Cup win. And again, you reflect back, and Kilmarnock have won a lot of cups in their history, and that day was just so special for me. And every time I come back to Killie, thankfully some of these great fans that are out here tonight remind me it was the best day of their lives, and it's certainly the best day of my life.
Yes.
Absolutely tremendous. Right, Cammy, we'll let you go to your table.
Thanks very much.
So ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to go and get a chat to the players.